Welcome to another episode of the Tin and Finn show. What's up, Finn? What you doing? It's a little hot out here for her. I set her up a little, check that out. I got a little pillow in my tackle bag right there, and she's got a little doggy house in there so she can get out of that sun. It's hot out here today. Pulled up to the boat ramp, and first thing I noticed was, A, there were 1,000 people in the parking lot. Everybody's out here on the lake. B, most of these people are fishing shallow. So what I decided to do today is get out a little deeper and throw a deeper diving crankbait, something that gets down there in that 10 to 14 foot zone, and target these pre-spawn, eventually post-spawn, right in the middle of the first wave of spawners. It's April and around a full moon, so shallow is the thing to do. But if you're on a lake that's getting a lot of pressure up shallow, or you're just tired of catching fish shallow, like I get like that sometimes, you can pull out deeper and fish these points, just main lake points, points that are outside of spawning coves, secondary points, just places where the fish are going to be spawning. Just pull out. These are like stopping spots. Anything that's got like a creek channel, swing up against it. It really doesn't matter. It just, the deal is like location, location, location. So find an area that has potential spawning habitat and just look for the next point, you know, the closest point, and start fishing that. You can just pick you out 10, 15, 20 points. If you don't have electronics, just run those points, make you, 20 casts from different angles, and move on. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna tie up a couple crankbaits. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try it, because I don't know, I haven't thrown a crankbait a whole lot lately, so we're gonna mix it up, see what happens. Finn, what do you think? We're gonna catch some fish? Yeah, I think we're gonna catch a few fish at least, please. If we don't catch a few fish today, something is wrong. It's one of those days. Check this out, we're idling over this little point, and it seems to be a lot of life down there. My new HDS-12, idle over that. Got a lot of bait down there, some bass mixed in there. Just a main lake point. And we're gonna spin around, pick up a crankbait, make a few casts, see if we can hook up with something out here. We're gonna jump around and do this a little bit. Just kind of target these pre-spawn bass. There he is. He bumped it. Dang it. Man, they're low. They must be loaded up on this point. You bumped it. Either that or hit some shad. Get that right cast. It's all about that right cast. This grass is looking good. It's green, it's crisp. I need to back off just a hair. I wasn't really planning on doing this today, but there he is. Man, that is so fun. Just doop doop. Just hit the bottom just barely. They're sitting right on the end of this point. They're sitting right on the end of this point, and just pre-spawn fish. Waiting for the water to get right and move up. Feels like a decent fish. Oh yeah. It's a decent fish for sure. Yep. Look at that. Barely even fighting. Get ready to dump now. There we go. Nothing wrong with that, man. Look at there. Little fat pre-spawner. Just on that crankbait. This is an old school crankbait. It's made by Bandit. I think it's called their ledge something. I don't know. They don't even make it anymore, I don't think. But it gets down there about that 12-foot zone. That's what we're doing. We're fishing out here off the end of these points, and just trying to stay right outside that grass, as close to the grass as you can, but not get boggled down in it, because it's definitely at a point where it's gonna grab your stuff. And this color, I don't even know the color, man. It's just some kind of shad color. I bought one years ago, and seems to be working. We're gonna pull out there. We're getting up off the point. Getting up on the point. We're gonna pull out there. There we go. Good little fish. All that. Nice, fun. There we go. Do it again. There he is. Oh, he got off. Dang it. On my way up, he grabbed it. There he is. Fish came up out of that pile. It's a little one. Crappie. Little crappie. Thought that was a group of crappie down there, but I wasn't expecting to catch one on this big crankbait. But he's feeding up. He, she, them, they, whatever. There he is. Might be a big crappie. Might have got off too. No, it is a little crappie. Something come up out of that pile. You know, I'm seeing a lot of crappie, and I'm throwing through them because a lot of times there's bass mixed in with those crappie. I've caught one bass out of a crappie pile. But you gotta throw in there. I mean, they feed on crappie just as much as they feed on shad. There he is. That fish hammered it. Pre-spawn bass sitting there on this main lake point. It's a good one, guys. It's gonna jump. Oh yeah. Just cranking this point, man. The fish is loaded up on it. It's a good fish. That is a very good fish. It's one that we come for right there, right off the bat. Come on, baby. Give up. Give up. Give up. I'm just gonna have a look at you. Show you to the folks at home. He's barely hooked on that back hook. Oh, god dang, it came off. That was a good solid 5-pounder. It's a good sign though. I knew that was gonna happen. Just had that very back hook. Felt like another one. This is grass. Let's talk a little bit about the crankbait I've been throwing and why I decided to throw it. This is an old Bandit crankbait, and it's a ledge something. You guys out there, leave it in the comment section if you know what this is. I don't think they make this. Maybe they do. I know it was discontinued at one time, but it was a really popular bait on these ledge lakes because of its depth and it's action. It gets down there around 12 to 14. I've been watching it on live scope, and on a really long cast, I've got 10-pound test on this. It'll get down there and hit that 14. So if you're running 15-pound test, that's what 12 to 15 is what a lot of guys use. It's gonna get down there around 12. But the thing I like about this is the action. It's kind of a semi-flat-sided sorta, and the bill's not super wide like say your 5XD or something like that. So it's got a more subtle action. It's a little bit tighter, not quite like total flat side, but somewhere in between flat side and round body. And that's something that I like to throw this time of the year. You know, the water temperature is like high 50s, low 60s, and a lot of the fish are up shallow. But I still think it's a good time to throw something that's kind of subtle, something that's got a little bit tighter wiggle to it. And that bait right there, I've just caught some fish on it in the past, and it's just got the right action. I tied it on, kind of drug it through the water. I'm like, that's kind of what I'm looking for. The Series 5 from Strike King is another one that's kind of got that. Some of your DT series from Rapala have that tighter action, but some that's a little bit subtler. And when the water warms up a little bit more, I think a 5XD or 6XD, that's something that's got that really wide wobble. Bunch of good solid crankbaits out there, whatever brand you like, but that wider wobble action I think does a little bit better when it's a little bit warmer, like mid 60s or something. Definitely in the post spawn and on into the summer, that's what I'm going to be throwing, like a 5XD or 6XD. But today that little bit subtle action seems to be the ticket today. So we're gonna keep after it. We're gonna slide around and fish a few more points, and it's a beautiful day. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous. Partly cloudy, air temps are like mid 60s, and it's spring, folks. There he is. Might be a crappie though, guys. That's a bluegill. It's the first bluegill I've caught in like 8 months. That's pretty cool. Look at that. There he is. Little bass. Little bass. Seen some out here on this point. I had one just smash it. It was a bigger one than this, which isn't hard to beat. One of the coolest things about live scope, love it or hate it, is you can locate brush piles. Like I fished this like a lot, and there's a brand new brush pile out here on this point. Look at that. And it's a big brush pile, and it's full of crappie. If I was crappie fishing today, I mean, I could pull all I wanted out of that. There's hundreds of crappie in there, but I didn't know that was here. I mean, here's my graph, my chart. It's not on there. I'm getting ready to mark it, but that's a new brush pile. Would not have known that that was there without live scope. Crappie. There's a big old pile of them out here. Good crappie. I couldn't help myself. Sometimes you just gotta throw at the suckers. They're so fun. Good eater. I believe if I can get a clean cast, catch a fish. I've done it 3 times. Kind of lost my lineup, my cast. I lost my cast. Go out there a little deeper. It's a little too deep. Let me see. There he is. Oh, that's a better fish. There he is. Just barely cleared that point. And Kind of popped it a couple times and she grabbed it. Nice fish. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. It's fun, man. It's pre-spawn bass. Just these points that are going into this spawning pockets. Well, this is a creek, but you just jump around and fish these points. Make about 20 casts, and if they're there, they're gonna bite it. Another good fish. She wasn't coming off. She hit it like she's supposed to. There we go. There he is. There he is. That little point. Decent fish. Got one fin. Put that back hook again. Don't jump. Don't jump. Oh man, he barely hooked. He barely hooked. There we go. All right, folks, there's another one. This little crankbait's coming through for me. You know, it's one of them little baits that's been in the box for quite a while. A lot of times I throw like a 5XT like everybody else, but this is getting to the same depth, but it's got a completely different action. It's a nice fish, man. Getting fat, getting ready to do their thing. And I'm gonna keep casting. I'm gonna keep on casting. There he is. Right in that point, buddy. Saw that fish come up off the bottom on the live scope. Decent fish. Okay. There we go. Another one, cranking these points, man. It's fun. This is fun. It's something I always say I'm going to do more of, and I don't. Normally I go right to the bank this time of year and start fishing moving baits, which is one of the things you can do to catch fish. But you can also get out here and catch some of these fish that haven't quite committed to the shallowness, and they move in and out. But there's always some fish out here a little bit deeper. Good quality fish. The old crankbait. That's gonna wrap it up, man. Give me a thumbs up if you appreciate the content. And please subscribe to show support for the channel. Had fun out here, man. We did something a little bit different. Everybody's beating the bank right now, but there's still a group of bass that are pulling up on these main lake points. So you can just pick you out some points. If you don't have electronics, just pick out 10 points, make you about 20 casts, different angles, and move on to the next one. These gloves are awesome in the sun, but man, they're bad with the treble hooks. A lot of fun. Thanks for coming along. Until next time.